and welcome to the very end of the Corey Haim movie series review. Now, the bonus episode for Fast License to Drive will follow this, because obviously that episode was refilmed. And basically, I'm going to try and keep this about a 10-minute little rant there. I'm just literally killing some time, as Last Resort is actually uploading onto the computer, onto YouTube, sorry. And I mean, it's weird because I'm uploading it now, frantically uploading it to make sure it's right, it's correct, send it off to see some people, see what it looks like, or if there's any changes need to be made. So it's literally, hopefully it should be done. But, getting ready to go and film a band and cutting the wire down, bowing on the internet. It's all about help speed. Doing it. See, the thing is, right? Finishing Last Resort to me is a big thing. Now, the whole series of the revisiting Corey Haim's movies has been a big thing, because I actually love his movies, and it reminds me of times in New Zealand and in England, and being a collector and finding these films, and they're so rare. And now, because I've obviously kept that passion of the movies and collections, to meet people that the only thing I've got in common with is the love of Corey Haim movies, and it's a worldwide thing. It's not just like a guy down the street, "Hi, are you alright?" It's sort of reaching out there, and it's a shame that I would never get to meet him. But again, I think in the era of I feel quite passionate of pushing forward to try and at least get some of his films a little bit more notoriety, or even reissued, especially with the rise of 88 Films and 101 and all that. And obviously throughout the series, physically they've all been there except for the last couple of episodes, which obviously I was putting off Last Resort. So I'm not going to talk about the rest of the series, because there's 49 episodes technically. This is technically episode 50, I think, in a way, because obviously it's had the intro and it's had all of that. Last Resort, obviously it was going to be episode 5, and obviously my beard's right down here, and over the last year I've been through so much. I mean, I got divorced, I've got my gran who has Alzheimer's, who obviously it's now officially in almost like a 12 monkeys kind of ward scenario going down there. There's been so much, my dad had to come back from New Zealand to try and help out with that kind of stuff, and work, bands, videos, getting 5 minutes, and you come home, and I'd be you've seen it in Last Resort, and I'll openly admit it, I generally enjoy just where I am right now in life, and it's took a long way to get there. I felt a slippery slope, and if you are following the channel a lot, you'll know that I lost one of my good friends from school, Chambers, and he unfortunately hadn't seen the light and kind of went down that, not a dark path, but a crookedy path, and his body just gave out on him. And I never want to be like that, you know what I mean? I've never had any kind of dark passions and stuff like that, but I was starting to feel what the fuck is going on, and try to work out your own mortality and life and stuff. And I was coming home, I was working on stuff for other people, I was starting to lose a bit of the enjoyment of what I do. And this is someone who's filmed a life for 30 years, and in Last Resort you'll see that. You'll see having Jack here the other day and having a little cameo, and then in the corner you see Jack 25 years earlier in the corner, when he's looking up. That is that old, you know what I mean? So that was an interesting thing that I've been wanting to do as well, but me mentally trying to deal with that, the capacity to try and think, what the fuck do you want to really do with this footage and old footage and all this kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, days and weeks are going by, and then you keep finding yourself watching Last Resort. And you rewatch Pray the Roller Boys. I mean, the other night I watched Pray the Roller Boys again. I watched Dream a Little Dream a couple of weeks ago, and this is the new thing. I like coming in, watching Corey Haim films. I'm not going to do Corey Feldman. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's kind of this is a one-off series for Haim, and it's great that Feldman is in it and has been involved in it, but I'm not going to chase through all Feldman's movies. I'm just going to focus on other stuff. But starting the production, I'm holding off a Dan and Vampire Mike. I know a Vampire Mike briefly turned up in Double O Kid, but having a Dan and Vampire Mike in the last episode, I was always, going to be... They were always going to be in Last Resort. I didn't realize it was going to be the last episode, and then obviously having Rob Lee in it as well was a great thing. And kind of when I got their footage submitted, there was another thing, get this one going, and I would end up watching it, and then, the next day, just what did I get done? And then, last resort's back in the player, and I struggled. I openly put my hand up and said, look, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling with real time. I'm struggling with the void. But the only thing that seems to be keeping me sane is Corey Haim movies and Last Resort for some strange reason. And it's great. You know what I mean? I've, coming back in like Last Resort, I've been chipping it away for the last couple of weeks. I've been putting it off. I've had other things to like sort out. And then I started on, I'd always end up filming something. And then rather than finish it, I would get a little edit in there, and then yesterday I spent 12 hours doing the final master of it. 12 hours straight, computer rolling. I watched the entire series of 22/11/63, the James Franco Stephen King thing. I watched the entire series, and I watched SummerSlam 2020. That's how long. Yeah. And again, it was the production, so I ended up finally cutting a promo. The promo put us off for ages, but I finally got the promo cut. And then I was aware of this file that is basically just all these entries of just having too many drinks. And again, trying, I like smoking weed. I'll put that out there. I do. But I quit smoking 8 years ago, and I do not want that consistency. I've never broke smoking ever, even after everything I've been through. It might have been 9 years. It's nearly 9 years. Because I quit smoking when I met Annie. Me and Annie were together for 4 years, and me and Brit's been together for 5 years. So yeah, 9 years I've been quit smoking. Give or take nearly 10. So, but reintroducing just a little bit of weed. Only when I'm in the house and in a place where I'm peace, you know what I mean? And utilising alcohol. But you can see that, and obviously, my personality shatters all over the place. Introducing Seven into the videos recently is more of just sort of like this void, and there's vision there, and what the mask's meant to represent is the kind of fact that it's all exploding from the eyes, and it's multiple ideas, and when it's keeping focus on stuff. So again, bringing that in the Last Resort, I think it was very crucial. So I had a promo cut, then obviously the promo was in one. The lads and the original intros were there. There was then this intro with the intro because I want to play homage to Dred Zeppelin, and then you had the underline all these random drunk things, which again a lot of it ended up on the cutting room floor. I could not cut out the spider bit because the spider bit freaked me the fuck out. You can see me personality differ between the two. That one I'm like, what's going on? But it was then bringing them down there, and then obviously introducing the music and obviously editing them together. But the file just got huge, a massive file, and again, it's about a movie, but the movie's a massive inspiration. And then Tony obviously doing it for a project as well with the artwork, I was blown away. But again, the artwork held it back, and then waiting for the footage from the lads. So again, there's so many reasons why it took a year to make that film, like internet video. But I'm glad, an accomplishment, and that's the kind of stuff I want to do, rather than just go blah 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 blah. There's that side of me, especially if you look at the last, since honestly, right, I would say since the Corey series. Obviously, I've done Cav's music video, Matt's music video, and Steve Pledge's music video. They've all been done in the passage of time of these as well. So you know what I mean. I think as well, if you look at Steve Pledge's music video, Stagehand's Tale, there's elements of Last Resort in there as well. I mean, Matt's in there, Carl's in there for a start, but the palm trees were put in there for fucking Last Resort. These palm trees are hanging around, and again, I didn't acknowledge that in the video, but it's another thing there. So I'm going to start wrapping this up, but I just wanted to sit down, kill some time, waffle away, and just end the series and say it's done, it's dusted. I hope a lot more of this stuff gets physical release, because like even Amazon's the only thing. You can watch your stuff online free, or you got to pay for it. The kids' work was amazing. It's a shame I'll never meet them, but it's an honour to be able to do this, and obviously have quite a lot of support by people I've never physically met, but the power of just the world and the web and stuff like that. And I think when it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're still watching Last Resort, I said in the video, I says, you know what, that film, even though it's insane, kept me sane. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.